Hello everyone, it's Carol here at Oak House Journals. I'm going to have a go at assignment number 4 in the 2023 Collage weekly planner project that is being hosted by Margarete Miller. And the prompts for this week, something folded. Well, for that I've lifted out, let me just move these to one side, this gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous piece of vellum. Look at this. Now this is something my lovely friend Jeff sent me, and it's got splashes of blue across it, and then there is some aqua green down in this bottom corner. So I'm going to be using that and folding that. The next prompt is housework, whatever that means to you. Well, I've printed off an image here of a cleaning product, so I'm going to be using that. And you can probably see from here and these that I'm going with a blue theme today. An ocean creature. Again, this is something that my lovely friend Jeff sent to me, and this is a little stamped image of a fish, and it's got a deckled edge and he's inked around the edges, and I just thought that was gorgeous. I have had this saved for a good while to go in an ocean journal that I plan to make one of these days. So as this is my year of UFOs, unfinished projects, perhaps I'll get my journal done, but in the meantime that gorgeous little fish is going to go on my collage today. So thank you again, Jeff. You'll see a lot of your bits and bobs today. I've also lifted out this image of some little fish, and it's printed on a piece of vellum. I might use that. The next prompt, a random piece of washi tape. Well, I've got a roll here of washi tape that has shells on it, but some gorgeous tints of blue. I've got pretty much an ocean theme going on here. Prompt number 5 says an art scrap. Well, this is an art scrap that was sent to me a while back by the lovely Tina Laity. Hi Tina, at Hummingbird Tales. And there's a scrap of paper here with the same sort of bluey green aqua tones, and if I flip it over, that's what it looks like on the back. You can see there's half a doily there, and then there is some hand-dyed muslin, I think this is, and then just down in this bottom corner here, hope you can see, there's 3 tiny little aqua coloured gems. So there's a hint of dark blue there, which I'm hoping is going to pick up the blue on here. So this is my art scrap. I'm going to use that. And the bonus prompt is wrapping paper. And again, back to Jeff. Jeff does the most amazing art or decorations, embellishment, whatever you want to call it, on wrapping paper that just comes through his letterbox. This is some pink that he sent me recently, and isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. And if I flip it over, you can clearly see that he's used wrapping paper. And this is another piece, and this is the piece I'm using today. I just lifted that one out to show you as well. This is the one I'm using today, because as you can see, again, there's those aqua tones, and if I catch it in the light, you can just see there's a gorgeous, almost white iridescence that he's used on there as well. And if I flip it over, you can see it's the same backing paper, or wrapping paper rather, that he's used. So that is too good not to use on my piece today. So what else have I got? I've got a couple of extra pieces here. I've got this. Now this is just a piece of printer paper that I had to go with some inks and blowing bubbles through foam to create a background. And again, these, I did some of these and I popped them in my project box for my ocean journal. Now I don't know, but I might, just might, use that as a background on here. And I'm just checking that it will actually, yeah, it's not square, but it will trim down to size. So I may well use that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to create my piece first and then see if I want to have it on this background. And I've also got a couple of stamps here that I've saved from some post that's come through the door, and I'm leaning towards that particular shell. There is one here for corals, but I'm liking this one. I think that's going to tone in better with this piece. So I've got lots and lots of lovely pieces to play with today. So let's get started, and hopefully I can make a much better job than I did last week. So here's my background sheet of paper that I worked my assignment on. Just going to pop that stamp to one side, and also the clues. I don't need those. And I'm going to start with my biggest item, which is my cleaning cleaning item. I thought that I don't really want most of it showing, so I thought I might cover it up like that. I've got a white edge on here, so that would need to go. And for something folded, I could fold that back like that and have it on there. And the blues all go beautifully together. I haven't folded that quite right. Let me pop my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing rather than fumbling around in the dark here. Yeah, so I could do that for my something folded. I hadn't thought of that. Yeah, so I could have had that on there like that, and this curved edge mimics the doily. Originally thought though that I would put my fish on here. I need to have it high up so that I can get these 3 little gems in. I was thinking something like that maybe. Luckily this bit up here has tones of this gorgeous paper, so I was wondering whether to have something like that in there and hide the cap that's here. And I've also got, as you can probably see, a white edge of paper here, but I'm not too bothered about that. I could just move that in a little bit, have that there maybe. I'll probably get rid of this white edge in a moment or two, but I'm just having a little bit of a play at the moment to see where I want to try and place things. So if I put that white edge against my border there, it gives me an idea. And as always, I'm gravitating towards the left here, aren't I? Always seem to do that, as I mentioned the other day. It goes into light blue here, so I'm thinking maybe I'll line this green up, or the aqua tones, like that. So I just get the dark peeking out there. May well rip this down, but I'm loving the main detail of that iridescence down in this bottom right hand corner, so I don't really want to lose that unless I can help it. This is probably going to give me some issue because it's pretty blank, so this is where I'm thinking my washi tape and or that stamp might come into play for embellishing up there. This is the piece that I thought that I would fold. Not necessarily liking the shadow at the bottom of the cleaning product bottle, but I can rip that off. And I was thinking that I would fold this piece over and I could use the fish as something to hold it with. I am quite liking that actually. It's very much over to the left hand side, which means I have got scope to move it over if I want to. I'm liking this spot of green down here against that, which is why I chose it. This is just a really simple idea, isn't it? Just to get a fold in. I've got too much staggering going on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this piece over to my left hand side a little bit to reduce this staggering there. I'm thinking I quite like that actually. And if I could pull that over. Okay, yeah, I'm really liking this. I'm going to get rid of this white edge on this piece. Now I'm really not liking that bottom bit, so I'm going to get rid of that. I should have done this the other way, but I didn't. There we go. It's smooth enough. Maybe not. I'm just going to trim off that corner there. There we go. Actually, I'm going to have that fish there regardless, so let's just do that and stick it in place. So all of this is coming together, care of the lovely Tina and my lovely friend Jeff. So thank you both so much. Okay, let's go back in and reposition this. Just going to fold a portion of this over for now. And let's see if I can pop this all back together again as I thought I would have it. I'm going to glue all my pieces together now, and then I will add on the washi tape and the stamp, and then I'll make a decision about whether I use this. Probably not going to use it, I think, but we'll see. And then I'll decide whether or not to put a background on this. So the first thing I'm going to do is just glue this art strip of Tina's in place. let's have a look at this stamp. These are hairdressing thinning scissors, so these should give me a lovely edge to this stamp. I'll give this a cut and see what it looks like. I was wondering about having that on there. It looks too disparate from this one, so I wonder if I could tuck it behind there. I'm going to trim away this remnant of the envelope. Let's play with the washi. I'm going to go with that little bit of washi just off the edge of that. And I'm thinking rather than have that up here, which is going to almost give me two focal points, I'm going to bring it down here, pick up the play of green from this side, and just have these fibres gently going over the top of it. Just a shame that washi tape isn't a little bit longer. So let's have a look and see what I've got. The bit I've ripped off could have been a bit longer, I think. So let's try that. Let's pop that on there. Just going to go in with a little bit more. And the good thing about washi is that it blends pretty well when you put it on top of itself. So I'm thinking that would work better like that. Then I can drop that stamp down lower, and it still kind of maintains the focal point round here, and these fibres here soften up that white portion there. So yeah, I'm going to go with that, everybody. So let me pop some glue behind this, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue gently over the top and encourage these fibres to lie on top of it. And what I'm thinking now is that I've got threads everywhere. I've got this here, which I'm wondering about. Let me just straighten that corner up on that bit, which I'm wondering about popping maybe down here somewhere, so that I've got the same sort of colour tones going on. Just wondering if I would have been better with that one. This one is a little bit light, I'm thinking, to have gone down there. But it still kind of works. Yeah, I'm just going to pop that over the top and rip it randomly away there. Like that. So I think that is all I'm going to do on this one. This looks very stark on there, so I am leaning towards using the bubbled background that I've got here. So I'm going to trim this to size inside this border. I'm actually thinking I might take that away, and similarly that white edge down there. So the first thing I'm going to do is trim this background to size and then trim away this white border down here next to the detergent bottle. My background piece of paper is trimmed and glued down, and I just love the effect that that foam and paint gives you. It really is quite subtle on here. So now I'm going to trim away this border here, so let's do that. Just going to maybe round off that edge a little bit more, and I'm just going to glue this down now and call it a day with this piece. So let's get the glue and get going on that bit. And there we go, everybody, that's my finished piece for this week. It came together quite easily for a change. So let's go through the prompts. Something folded, well, that's my gorgeous piece of splattered vellum here. Absolutely love that. And it's folded and it's tucking underneath this little fish here. Housework, whatever that means to you, well, that means cleaning and cleaning products. So this was my bottle here, and you can just make out the writing behind, and the rest of the lid is behind here, but we're not going to argue about that. An ocean creature, well, I went with my lovely fish that Jeff created. I do have a couple of extras. I have my seashells here and my starfish. A random piece of washi tape, well, that was my piece of washi tape, so I've ripped a portion off there, put another portion there, and I've got another little portion down here at the bottom. An art scrap, well, that was this piece that came from Tina Laity, as I mentioned, and bonus wrapping paper. Well, what can I say? This is some of Jeff's stunning wrapping paper behind there. And if I hold this up to the camera, I hope you can see the sheen on that, and it's picking up the glitzy bits here on the gems that Tina put on that art scrap for me. As always, I will put some photos at the end of the video for you to have a closer look. Until the next video and our next assignment, take care everybody. Bye bye now.